What's up, the internet? As you can tell, I'm coming to you live from not the Superman opening. Yep, I wound up in the hospital, everybody. So we're doing the show from the hospital. It's a great week for Superman to come out, don't you think? I'm stuck here. Jay gets to go see the movie, wants to talk about it, can't, because I ain't seen it. And if he does, he knows I'll come to Texas and cut his tongue out of his mouth and disconnect his internet, which would be more painful than having his tongue cut out of his mouth. So we're going to talk about that tonight here on the show, live from my hospital room. Eh.
So then Batman jumps in, right? And they all
So just to establish, I hope everything is okay. Yes, everything is fine. And Ed, the TV doesn't work, so what else am I supposed to do with my life? All right, I'm back. Jay's back because he thought he'd be a funny, and I have no sense of humor about this right now.
Oh
No, no,
no,
no. Guys, believe it or not, this is not the first time we've live streamed live from Kyle's hospital room in this very hospital.
it's true.
Little bit of old hat, actually. I expected to be here. I believed that I would wind up here after looking at the way things are going. So I made arrangements. Like I totally have my stream deck here, and I brought my own internet, and gave the nurses my work schedule. TJ, it is my leg again. So, always a good time. Anyway, we're going to talk about Superman, but we're not going to talk about Superman.
Mm-mm.
We're going to talk about how do you talk about Superman when your friend can't see Superman.
Mm-hmm. So it's not as easy as folks would think, but it's also not as hard as you would think either.
Right. So, should I start with the story I told when I was setting up the premise, TJ?
Yes. Yes.
Do you guys remember when Steve Carell left The Office? And there were a bunch of episodes where they were trying to figure out who would replace him. And I don't know, hopefully you all have seen it because it's been a lot of years, but spoilers, it was Andy Bernard. And I get on Facebook and I go, Nard dog! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. And I have a friend, a person who had been a friend of mine for years, reach out, screaming and yelling at me because I had spoiled the film. Still won't, or spoiled the show. Still won't speak to me because of it. What is a reasonable expectation when it comes to spoilers, and what is an unreasonable expectation? That's the topic tonight, guys. So, first of all, show of usernames in the comments. Who has seen the new Superman film? I'll be honest, TJ, I've been remarkably productive. Just ask Jay.
It's true.
I always get a lot done while I'm in here. I don't sleep a lot. I don't have to cook. They bring the food to me. And I don't have to move out of the bed too much. So, it's a win-win, win-win-win. All right. So, again, only Jay has seen it? Is Jay the only one in the chat who's seen the new Superman? Okay, fantastical. This is great. Because none of us have seen it, we get to have this conversation. Jay, as someone who's seen the movie,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think a realistic expectation is for me who hasn't? Is it reasonable for me to expect you not to post on the social medias?
For me,
Is it reasonable for me to not flaunt your popcorn pictures in front of my face for 2 days?
Hey, a popcorn bucket is not a spoiler.
Certainly look to have spoiled Jenna, is all I'm saying.
Hey, John. Uh, I can tell everyone this. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you will never see me spoil anything. I
Right.
am
But
not that person.
flip that around. What is a reasonable like? What is a reasonable amount for those of us who haven't seen the movie to accept that you're going to that people are going to share? Like, is it fair for us to expect you to hold yourself to that standard?
Again, this is me personally. Yes, I would want y'all to. I would want y'all to hold me to that because I don't want to ever be that person. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody when it comes to this stuff. Now, if you know somebody or somebody has before spoiled things for you, you should already know, hey, maybe this isn't the person I should be, you know, contacting or looking at
Right.
through their Facebook feed and stuff like that.
Right. Well, it's like I said before the show, right? When we were talking, if I go on Blue Sky and type in Superman movie, I get what I have coming to me, right? Like at this point, the movie
Mhm.
be out there. Like I get what I have coming to me.
Yeah.
But if I'm talking to Jay, especially if we're talking about work, and there's a certain expectation, there's a certain right to expect that you won't go, this is like that time that Superman in the movie uh, took crypto and got him a pup cup at Starbucks.
Yeah.
They go to Starbucks in this stupid movie? Like, which one? The one on Lake in Cleveland? Because like I know that Starbucks. Like, what is the what's the balance, you guys? What do you think?
And TJ, that's a fair point too. Like if somebody that I'm friends with came to me behind the scenes, not in the public view of things, but like messaged me and was like, "Hey, is does this happen, or is this person here, or who is this person
Mhm.
actually?" And they wanted to know specifically from me, no problem. But at the same point, I've had people before do that, and then when I told them, they got mad because, well, I would have been fine seeing that in the movie. Then why'd you ask me?
Right. If I go to Jay and say, "Hey, does this Superman movie deal with Superman's connection to the Nexius or the what was that called? The Nexium cult?" And Jay goes, "No," and I go, "Oh, thank God, then we're good, right?"
Yeah,
Like if I ask him, then I've invited it, right? Wikipedia is the ultimate spoiler, which is why, by the way, what are you just doing on Wikipedia? Like, who knows the Wikipedia not for a specific purpose, TJ? Like, if I'm opening Wikipedia, it's because I need to know who had the number one hit on the R&B charts the week of March 13th, 1987. I'm not going there just to see what people have posted about the Superman movie.
you know, working here and doing what we do has kind of lit a fire under me when it comes to watching movies, because not because they do it on purpose, but the way our job works, especially a while back when we had certain shows on, that their whole
Dan.
thing was, yeah, talking about the movies. So it was like I can't I can't work the show with it on mute. I have to listen in case he needs something. Our job in that aspect makes it very hard to wait too long to do things.
I just watch the show on mute and make him give me a hand sign when it's time to unmute.
I should have done that. I should have done that. It's hard in our line of work though to not get spoiled by things. Like it's so, especially something as I don't want to say important, because it is a cape movie, but it's in like just the news so hard, especially right now. It's very hard to not like YouTube, especially. They don't monitor people's thumbnail. People put spoilers in their thumbnail. The whole well, if you don't want to know, don't look. It's hard to do sometimes because people want to
Right, you're
spoil
just
things.
scrolling your feed.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, so I haven't gone on. Normally, I'm logged into the EXP's Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube account, right?
Mhm.
I switched out to another one of my YouTube accounts, not even the one that you guys sometimes see me comment from with the orange icon. Another YouTube account that I have, just so I knew I wasn't following any comic book people, so that I could watch shorts and not run the risk of getting spoiled.
Yeah.
Is it reasonable for content creators to expect me to take that level to avoid spoil, or is it reasonable for me to expect, if you're gonna put spoilers in your thing, to write spoilers in the thumbnail?
Yeah. They're that's an issue that I have with that. If you are going to spoil something, outright you're going to spoil something, there needs to be some kind of warning. There needs to be. It is such a douche move to be that person that people are excited. They're not going to be able to see it right away. And the first thing you do is put up a video, no context. Though the video's autoplay for the most part, and you just spoiled something for somebody, and all they were doing was just open up. Now you can make the
Right.
argument, well, if you don't want to get spoiled, don't open up YouTube.
But then, how are you gonna watch the drummer from Cirque du Soleil hear "Bullet with the Butterfly Wings" for the first time and have to make up a drum part, Jay?
Yeah,
Oh
or,
wait,
or watch
I'm
John
a weirdo
Stamos.
that watches. Right.
There's a John Stamos drum video where it's listened to, where they take drummers and they have
Same
them listen
channel,
to a song for the
Drumeo.
first time. Yeah, and they take the drum part out and they have to make up their own drum. Oh man, that's so good. I love
All
watching
the
those.
Musora channels. So there's Drumeo and there's Piano and there's a few others that are like that. By the way, go check those out. They're all fun.
Hey
Piano
Tracy,
is one of my favorite ones because it's right a piano part for this song. And there's one where there's like a 7-year-old piano prodigy who's rewriting the piano part for Crocodile Rock. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty great. Anyway, so um, let's. TJ says people make such a big deal about spoilers. I guess I'm just so cynical that I don't care. And Lorena says, avoid contact with anyone or any media if you are that sensitive. Well, so that's the nice thing about being locked up here in Club Med. Um, ain't nobody here seen that movie because we were all here last night. Um, which one did you watch yesterday, John Stamos or the kid playing Crocodile Rock? Let me know in the chat there. But I don't have to worry about it here. I have to worry about it coming through this screen, right?
hmm yeah, like I said,
So I guess
and
that's
that's
a one
fine. That
nice thing.
yeah, it's fine for folks that there's folks that don't care about spoilers. I know that. I don't care as long as it's not something I'm interested in. Like, I know that's weird to say. If it's something that I'll eventually watch and I'm not too worried about it, I don't care if I get spoiled. But it's something like this. I'll bring up the perfect example. We went and saw Multiverse of Madness in theater, Jenna and I. What happened in that movie made us immediately that night go and grab Sean and another friend of ours to go watch it just so they wouldn't be spoiled. Yeah, the John Stamos one is great, but yeah, I've just there's some people that again they don't mind spoilers and that's fine, but I don't want to be the person that spoils it for somebody else that didn't want to hear about it. And it's so hard, y'all, with social media and stuff today to do that. Like last night, I did an out of theater reaction. Jenna and I talked about it, and it was so hard to not say anything, but I still went 20 something minutes. I mean, TJ even watched it. I was fumbling. I was excited. Like, um, my since he we're gonna wait a minute for Kyle to get back, and we'll get back into what he's asking. But for me, I want to say that yes, as a Superman mark, I think most people knew I was gonna like it. I really, really liked it, y'all. I really did. Um, I It has changed some people's opinions. I saw a YouTuber because I watch both sides of, people who are really for it, people that aren't. I want to get different opinions. I've seen at least one YouTuber that just didn't think this movie was going to do anything for him, flipped him, he loves it. And that's exciting. I like that. Like, this movie though is going to be one of those movies that I think that if people are excited, I almost did, Lorena, I almost cried. I got close a couple times. If you were excited for this movie, I'm telling you, I think you're going to love it. If you're on the fence about it, I can't, I can't. You might just enjoy it. You might be like some folks that watched it. Like I think Barlord said, he thought it was an okay movie, which is fair enough. This movie is not going to be for everyone. Um, I will say this: it's David Cornsweet is an awesome version of Superman. His Superman is great. I still don't like the suit, y'all. Even in the movie, the suit just does not work for me, but that's fine. I've always said suit doesn't make Superman. The character of Superman makes Superman for me. So I wouldn't be nervous. Just don't go in there thinking you're going to get the Citizen Kane of superhero movies, I guess is the best way. And Tracy, I can tell you this as somebody who loved that stuff, loved Man of Steel, loved Superman Returns. I just, again, I'm a mark. I'm not the best person to talk about if a movie, Superman thing is good or not. But I think if you were somebody who didn't enjoy Man of Steel, I think you will definitely enjoy this movie a lot more. There is a ton of heart in it. Um, I didn't think it was like overly funny. I laughed at a couple parts. I don't know. Some of the humor just didn't hit with me. But your experience obviously will be different than mine. Um, this was, I think, one of the first Superman movies then that I've watched that I didn't go in just like 1,000%. I'm gonna love this so much, no problems, perfect 10 movie. Um, I think not only the older that I get, which I'm, y'all know I'm not very old, but the older that I get, and especially working here, having to dissect and look at things from a different perspective outside of a fan perspective. That's why I didn't like. Oh, this movie was a 10. I gave it like an 8.5. It's a solid movie. A great start to this universe, I believe. Um, I mean, we're seeing it again on Saturday. All right, so if I didn't enjoy it, why in the world would I watch it again? But we're seeing it again on Saturday, and that I think I will watch more. I think since I watched it this first time, kind of like with a different perspective than I usually do. I think this time is going to be maybe full on fanboy. So my 8.5 might change. It might not. All I know is I enjoy it. It's definitely going to. Well, thank you, Tracy. I hope you're not let down though. I I hope you go into this, and I hope I'm articulating this point as well as I can. I think you're going to enjoy this movie, especially if you didn't enjoy the last couple, because this is very different from those. It is. It is very different from those movies. Um, but I hope you enjoy it. I hope everybody who watches it or gives it a shot. I hope you enjoy it. Like I went into this saying, if there was some slight chance that I just did not like this movie, my main hope was that there was going to be somebody out there, whether it was a kid or somebody, an adult who never really got into Superman, but hey, they're a James Gunn fan or something. I don't care who directs the movie. Superman is Superman for me. But went into this and David Cornsweet is their Superman. And that gets them excited about Superman. They want to watch, maybe they want to watch other, Superman things. Maybe they want to go to their local comic shop and, get the source material for these movies. That's all I can, as a Superman fan, that's all I can hope for, is other people loving a character that I have loved my entire life. Like that's the big thing. Like if for some reason you don't like the movie itself, if David's Superman gives you that feeling, like, man, this is a good dude. I don't like his movie that much, but I think this Superman's a good Superman. You know, that's all I've ever wanted. You know, I've spent the last 10 years, since those movies. I understand that a lot of people didn't like them. I get that. Trust me, I know. Defending those movies, though, defending my love for Superman. I spent my whole life really defending my love for Superman. I always get he's a boring character. He's not relatable. He's too overpowered. And for me, the core of Superman is goodness. And this movie really shows that, y'all. Like, if there's one thing I can spoil for you for this movie, the goodness of Superman is so in there. Um, John Belushi's Superman. Um, that's the big takeaway for me is the heart of Superman, the way that Superman is supposed to make you feel is in there. This dude is wholly good. Is such a good person, and he's kind of it's that kind of kindness that I think humanity should strive for. You know, being that person that you want to do the right thing, even if it's against your enemy. You always want to do the right thing, and that's what Superman's always meant to me. Like, I'm not a perfect person by any means, but I always try to at least be a good person. Um, yes, and the fact that David grew up on Smallville, yeah, love that show. Um, yeah, and that's fine. That's totally fine. I just want people to see it. Like, you see it in the theater, awesome. You know me. I've said before, my anxiety. I am very socially anxiety. I am comfortable though when it comes to comic and comic book things for some weird reason. You stick me in a room full of my family and I freak out. But you put me in a room full of strangers and we're watching comic book movies, or you take me to a con, or you put me in a comic shop. I'm comfortable. Those are my people, you know. And I had a good time watching this. I I did, and I don't blame you on that either, John. I don't really like movies. It takes a specific movie to get me to go to the theater. Or, if it's something Jenna, my wife, really, really wants to see in theater, then then I'll do that. But I don't go to every single movie I like. You know, most of the time I'm a Rex in that aspect. You know, I will wait until it's streaming or something, and if I like it enough, I'll buy it. I remember renting Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and the minute we got done with that movie, I went to the store and I bought it. I loved it so much. But we're getting way off topic. I didn't, Kyle's in the hospital. He's getting some stuff done with the nurses and stuff. So I'm trying to stall. He said to play a spot, but I was like, I just want to sit here and talk with y'all. Once I get in a rhythm of talking and people are talking back, I do okay. Um, but yeah, this is just a character that I hope, especially for kids. You know, there's some scenes in this movie, like, parents out there, just fair warning, it is a PG-13 movie. There is a scene or two where it might not sit right with you, just depending on how you are. But oh yeah, trust me, Tracy. TJ got no idea, and I don't want to know, if I'm being honest. Oh yeah, again, that's fair. But again, for people that are fans of Superman, I think you're really gonna dig this. Um, there's there might be, like, for me, again, something I love, I can be critical of, and I won't do it like on this show. I won't do it on the Hydra Hangout on Saturday. Um, but we're gonna wait about a week or two, or it might be the next time I get Sean on. We'll see. We're not gonna do any spoiler talk. Like, this Saturday is probably gonna be the same thing with Sean, because, like I said, Sean, Jenna, and I are going again Saturday in the morning. And then for the hangout that night, we're going to do non spoiler talk. And we're going to hopefully have Ed and Dope. or anybody else that wants to jump on. You know, if they haven't seen it, just ask them about their expectations of it. You know, if this movie has garnered any interest for our comic book readers to maybe try, some Superman comics. Um, there we go.
I feel vaguely like I've been attacked by a porcupine. No, TJ, quite the opposite. Um, anyway, but we're good now. So, what were we talking about? Because I
I
was busy.
totally lost the plot. I was just doing the non-spoiler part of my thoughts.
No, and that's fine. I'm glad. So Jay actually, and I was listening just enough. Um, Jay actually spoiled too much for me.
What? That it was good?
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, come on.
Dude, I haven't looked at reviews. I haven't. I've stayed away from things like Hollywood Reporter and Variety and everything else. Again, I view Rotten Tomatoes the same way I view Wikipedia. Like, you don't go there just to look around. You go there for a very specific purpose, and that's
Yeah.
to see which Stephen Baldwin movie you should watch this weekend and why it's not Biodome. Um,
Hmm.
but I don't want to know if people think the movie's good or bad. I don't want to know if the movie is the cornerstone, brilliant, golden introduction to the new super age of DC cinematic films. I don't want to know that this is the Titanic, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Bridge over the River Kwai, Gone with the Wind of superhero cinema. And at the same time, I don't want to hear that it's the birdpocalypse of superhero cinema.
Jeez, apocalypse. Oh,
Right?
goodness.
Like that's the problem that's my problem as a person is that I want to know nothing. And I feel like that's probably unreasonable.
Maybe a bit. Maybe just a skosh. Just a skosh.
I feel like it's probably unreasonable. So Jay, because I think we're not really that topic doesn't really seem to be biting with the folks.
Mm.
Let's have this discussion. Which popcorn bucket you get, homie?
Oh man, it's not in here. I got the one with the live. It was the live action, and then the live action Superman uh, crypto. Then on the back end, it was like a comic book version, and then on the inside, it was like comic book pages. And then I got the light up Fortress Cup.
Probably a better choice than what I ordered.
What'd you get?
I got the Heat Vision popcorn
Oh,
machine.
oh, that's so awesome though.
It's really not.
Oh,
I spent a lot of money to be slightly disappointed. It does not hold that much popcorn.
oh,
It looks really dope when it's about a quarter full of popcorn. Like that's the problem, right? If you fill it up with popcorn, you're like, why is Superman burning my popcorn? You got to leave it like a quarter full, and that's like not enough popcorn for a person.
you know what?
That's like just enough popcorn for feeding pigeons in the park.
Hold on, I'm gonna go get it. It's not that far.
All right, and while Jay goes and gets it, I want to remind you guys of a few things that can happen. Um, Tracy, I was just kidding. All right, so I want to remind you guys of some stuff that's happening. One, tomorrow, Jay and I will be filling in for um, the Geek Chat from 8:30 to 9 or 8:30 to 10. What are we going to talk about? We don't know yet because again, we had planned to do a sale tonight or tomorrow, and then do Superman talk the other way. Well, now we can't do either because of my accommodation. So we'll be figuring that out. What we're going to do tomorrow night. We may play a game. We'll figure that out. But Miss Jen will be here with what's in the box, and Geek Chat will be Jay and I. And then tomorrow night, you'll have Mel and Mog. They're back. Then Friday morning if you're on the Pacific side of the country. Friday at 1 o'clock if you're on the eastern side of the country. Myself and Matthias Lewis will be joined by the one and only Alex Segura
Oh,
to talk about his work on, well, basically all the comics that are coming out right now that are any good, including, but not limited to, Dick Tracy number 11, which is the start of a new storyline for Dick Tracy from Mad Kid. So then tune in for that, and then Nick's art show. Nick is doing a Green Lantern thing where there are Green Lantern pages, Green Arrow pages, Green something or other, might be Green Monster, green something or other. He's got Jolly Green Giant art pages. Then Nancy will be back. Nancy and Dawn have some really cool vintage and other things available. Then, if all goes to plan, good thoughts and vibes appreciated, I will be back home by Sunday, where we will do a live sale. Finally, I need help paying for the new Brule torch that I totally bought in a panic attack anxiety moment last night. Did I need a Brule torch? No, I already have a nice one. Did I buy one because it was chrome blue? Yes, I did.
yeah.
Listen, I don't make great decisions when I'm in the hospital. Like I make lists like this of work to be done and then do the whole list because I don't sleep that much. And then I anxiety shop. Dan, the problem is I already have one.
But not a
I
chrome
bought
blue.
a new one because yeah. Anyway, so Jay, you went to get something. What'd you get?
Yeah. So just to show you, ooh, there's the popcorn bucket. There was like 4 different ones. I really liked this one, and luckily Jenna saw the inside of it. She goes, "I want that one." I was like, "All right." So there's the popcorn bucket that I got. Now, here's the funny thing about this, okay? So for one, I thought, it was just like a holder. I was like, "Oh, okay, not coming out of there. That's how it looks." And I'm setting it down on the table, and I keep hearing or feeling something that feels like it's pushing up. Y'all, I didn't know this was a light up cup. The thing was bothering me, and I happened to lift it up, and there's the pull tab to separate the battery and everything. I love this so much. I love this so much.
You know what would be dope? But like to do this would be, I think, against the laws of physics. If by lighting up that cup you could cool the drink inside of it, just like the Fortress of Solitude, right? Wouldn't that be the coolest cup ever made?
Yes, and that's why you should give your ideas to movie theaters. Of course, that would be my goodness, that would be a very expensive cup, I believe. But if they're going to sell an $80 popcorn bucket, why not?
Is it the precious? No, no. So, guys, I think reasonable expectations for not having spoilers. Uh, don't go looking for them, and don't be that jerk who doesn't consider who your friends are.
Mhm.
All right, fair conversation. End of conversation. Jay thinks the movie is good. I wish I didn't know Jay thinks the movie is good. Although, can I be honest? Show of hands in the chat. Is there anyone who didn't think Jay would love this movie? Is there anyone who thought Jay might mid this movie? Anybody? Anybody? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm not even giving you enough time to deal with the delay because I know the answer already.
Yes.
Lorena, if you go early enough, you can put something in the light up cup to help you with the anxiety. Just saying. Do you guys, okay, here's one. Do you guys' movie theaters have a bar? Or is that just an Ohio thing? Like, are we the only place you got to get liquored up to go to the movies?
Unless you go to a very specific one around here. It's like Alamo Draft House or something, or one of
Yeah.
those.
We are next weekend. So next Saturday, I cook in the World Food Championships qualifier, but Sunday I have rented a movie theater here in town for me and a group of friends to go see Superman and basically talk through the whole movie. Like we will be having the conversation that Jay and I will have online in the movie theater. So the thing they do for that movie is they bring the bar to us. Now I don't drink, but my friends do, and it makes it really fun to watch them go up and get $20 cocktails and then get angry that they missed a plot point in the movie.
Hmm. Yeah.
hmm Unfortunately, Dan, there are no available tickets because the way we do it is we only buy enough tickets for people who buy in when we rent the theater. So, all right. Now that you've seen Superman's, Jay,
Mm-hmm.
how are you feeling about Fantastic Fours'?
I'm s- I'm still excited to see it. Um, man, that's a tough question. I don't know. I don't. I mean, it's just me. So again, you got to take what I say about this with a grain of salt. I'm a bigger Superman fan than I am Fantastic Four. I do like Fantastic Four. Don't get me wrong. I have been a little more hyped about Superman stuff than I have the Fantastic Four stuff. But again, as an overall comic book fan, getting to see this stuff put in theaters, I'm very cautiously optimistic about the Fantastic Four movie. I'm hoping it does well just because I am of the belief that there is not a DC versus Marvel. There is Marvel movies, DC movies. When one does well and the other one does well, the healthy competition is there, and I love that. And we get things like there's an Afterburn trailer out there, y'all. Afterburn from Red Five Comics has a movie coming out. Those are things that I want to see. I want there to be that, okay, you got Marvel, you got DC, they're doing well. And then other people notice, well, Marvel and DC stuff is doing so well now. Why don't we try one of these smaller publishers? See if we got some stories we can mine from them. That would be awesome. I would love that. I would love that.
Evan Moss Bacharach and the Man of Steel and the Man of Rock.
Okay. Yes. And
Because
again,
I really just want the Thing to call Superman cousin.
I am one of those people that I'm not exactly wild about Pedro Pascal being Mr. Fantastic, but again, I'm not going to be one that's like he's going to ruin this movie or anything like that. Not my personal choice, but I'm still excited to see what he brings to the character.
So, Dan, we bought out a movie theater, don't have any tickets left. The way it works when you rent the movie theater is you have to tell them how many tickets you want. So everybody throws in for a percentage. So, like, if I'm taking just me, my percentage is 1x of whatever it costs. My buddy Dave is bringing 6 friends, so Dave pays 6x. So depending on, Dave wants 6 tickets. If it costs us $500, Dave's on the hook for six of that. You know, whatever a sixth of that is, or six. What I mean.
But yeah, as far as interest goes, it's a comic book movie. I've loved this stuff my whole life, and being able to see it, like, it's TMNT was the second movie I ever saw in theaters as a kid, and to see the Turtles, for me, being the cartoon fan, not the comic fan, but the cartoon fan, that was an experience to where I was like, oh, they make comics of this. Now I want to read Ninja Turtles comics,
Right.
you know, and Chariot, that's a good one from AWA Upshot, John. Right? Um, yeah, that's I want these movies to do well, so people like Hollywood will take a bigger chance on not just the superhero part of comic books. There are so many different genres in comic books. It doesn't always have to be superhero stuff. And if these do well, maybe somebody starts taking those chances and we get differing things. So people can talk about superhero fatigue and all that other stuff, but comics can be mined for so many great stories. They really can. In an age where we are, let's reboot Indiana Jones. That's going to be happening eventually. It'd be nice to see, you know, Grandma Chainsaw as a 70s grindhouse kind of movie, or, just some of these independent publishers being put out there, grabbing, just name something. Like, there's some things, not everything needs to be live action. I understand that. But there's so many things out there other than superhero movies, comic book wise. There's some awesome horror, sci-fi, westerns,
Right.
all that.
I would like to see a movie like Southern Bastards adapted into a vampire movie, right? Or like a proper Chew adaptation,
Oh yeah.
or you know, maybe not a Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, but a similar storyline. So I don't know. I think the fact that they've announced the Authority are going to be a thing is going to make it weird.
Mm,
So we're just going to have to go with that. But I would like to see them use lesser known characters. And again, because we're already to the deep cuts, we need to start moving back to the not deep cuts and working on those characters. So Tom Holland was a great Spider-Man, but Tom Holland is getting old. Like, he's still a lot younger than the rest of us,
true.
but I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought, but you know where I was going, right? It's like
Yeah.
I saw Roberto's comment and I just kind of wanted to jump to it.
Mm,
There's already been too much focus on themes of immigration and kindness when it comes to this movie. Did you find the themes overly expressed, or were they just part of the story? Well, Roberto, to discuss that would be a spoiler.
yeah. Roberto, I will get with you on Henri's show.
But I would argue that if you don't expect there to be those themes, um, uh, you're watching the wrong movie. It's a Superman movie. I challenge you to find a Superman book where those themes aren't prevalent. It's probably a not good Superman book. So that's kind of the answer to that, right? Like, if you're going to do reasonable adaptations of these comics, there's going to be an amount of things that people on the internet are going to go, hey, wait, this movie's woke. Or, hey, wait, this movie's not woke. Or, hey, wait, this movie has too many breastises. I'm thinking about the forthcoming Heat Seeker movie. That'll be rated NC-17, right? There's always going to be those people, and they're going to come out on the internet. But Roberto, I've been saying this since James Gunn was announced. James Gunn could have made Gone with the Wind for superheroes. He could have made the single greatest superhero movie ever made, and there were going to be jackasses on the internet that are going to say it was a bad movie for whatever reason. It's Zack Snyder, the Zack Snyder knobs, especially in the DC universe, are the equivalent of like cult members at this point. They are no longer reasonable. They're no longer people with reasonable expectations. There are the Zack Snyder fans who will have a conversation with you about why they like the Zack Snyder movies, and then there are the Zack Snyder fans on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Those are two different groups of people.
Yeah. Please don't lump me in with those people, okay?
Right, right. Jay will come on and talk about why he liked the cinematography, why he liked the storytelling, why he liked the representation. Fine, great, lovely. Then there are people who are like, Zack Snyder is God. Henry Cavill is only Superman.
Well,
Who
you
Tom
got
Welling?
there's both sides of the fence on that one for me.
Well,
You
no,
got some crazies, man. They're everywhere.
it's right. It's the who Tom Welling. Like, bruh. Like, so just again,
Yeah.
those people are people who've never picked up a Superman book in their life.
Yeah.
And
And I
by the way, if you think Fantastic Four is not going to have a political motivation,
yeah, that's the one thing I've never got about folks. Comics have always had some political stance behind them.
correct. Like, I get that like you're good with it, and I know a lot of people are, but right, the amount of vitriol I predicted 4 years ago on this very channel, on Dan's show, or maybe it was on Hot Takes. I don't remember. But I called Zack Snyder fans the MAGA Republicans of the comic book universe. I think that may be too strong of a sentiment given the current state of things. I would like to show Zack Snyder fans some grace and walk that statement back slightly. But what to me is happening is there are people who are going to hate this movie regardless. And they are the loudest because, ironically, they didn't need to see the movie to have an opinion. Right.
There's
What's the
just
old quote? Never argue with people who sell ink by the gallon or buy ink by the gallon. So,
I just that's something that I've always told people. I was like, look, if I don't like something, I will say it once or twice. I move on, and I try to do it in a way like I've said many times already. The suit in the movie still didn't get me. I still don't like the Superman suit, but I'm not out here making 8,000 videos about how much I hate the suit and how what suit is better or whatever. I'm not trying to ruin that for anybody. I would much rather talk about stuff that I love than spend my life talking about stuff I don't like. I don't get it. I understand that it gets you your clicks, especially if you're a YouTuber. It gets you your clicks, but I'd much rather have 10 people watch my video that's about positive stuff that I love than have 500,000 people watch me bash on something just because. I'm going to be a positive person. If I don't like something, you get it. I didn't like it, wasn't for me. Exactly. You're allowed to like more than one
the
thing.
beard of wisdom speaks the truth.
Thank you.
By
Yes,
the
done.
way,
100%.
head to the internet and buy Obsidian Moon, people. We'll wait.
Yeah, Dan is 100% accurate. I look, y'all. I said this. I've said this before too. When I liked the DCU stuff, I was not a real fan. People found out I like this version of the DCU. I'm not a real fan. I like the Marvel stuff. I'm a Marvel shill. I like the DC stuff. I'm a DC shill. I'm not gonna make anybody happy. There's always going to be somebody saying something about, oh, you like this thing I don't like? Well, then you're an idiot. Instead of, okay, well, you also like this version of the, like, I love so many different interpretations of Superman. I don't
Right,
have a bad one, but that's me. That's how I feel about it.
right. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Although, if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes, that first, by the way, one website leaked a bad review and it tanked
Hmm.
Rotten Tomatoes for a second. And then looks what happens now that real people have seen the movie and actual reviews are out. It's like a 95/95. Well, guess what? Don't break street date, you dummies.
Well, my I've always had an issue with Rotten Tomatoes because it's kind of one of those people agree with Rotten Tomatoes when it's something that they like is getting good reviews, but it's garbage if it's something they don't like is getting good reviews, or vice versa. Like Rotten Tomatoes says that this DC movie is this, but then people who just like Marvel stuff is like, well, we don't trust Rotten Tomatoes. It's kind of like box office snuff for me. I don't care how much a movie makes. Again, it's not my money. I'm not the studio, so of course they're going to care. But me, I don't look at a movie and like, hey, this made $1 billion, so it has to be a good movie. It has to be. Like, I don't trust other reviewers. Like, I appreciate people's opinions. I won't say I don't trust. I appreciate other people's opinions on movies, but I myself am the one who chooses what I watch and what I don't watch. If I don't like something, I don't like it. If I love something, I love it. I don't depend on, hey, I'm not going to watch this movie, but this one person said that I'm not going to like this movie, so I better not watch it. Can't do it. It's not me.
Absolutely. All right, gang. Hey Jay, did you pick up the Superman comic magazine for the movie with the three different books in it?
I didn't see that. Huh.
I guess you got to go back on Saturday.
Yeah, which we
Too
are.
bad. So, all right, guys, I am gonna call it here. We will be back tomorrow. Jay and I will be talking about some such thing. Tomorrow from 8:30 to 10 Eastern, filling in for the Geek Chat. We will be reviewing. I just had a really fun thought of what we should review for tomorrow, Jay.
Ooh.
We should totally review this episode of this show. I thought my background was a little distracting, what with all the medical gear and the weird IV thing running in and out of my arm.
Why is my
You know,
brim bent so bad?
right? We should totally review Bomb our own show tomorrow. But no, we'll be talking about something. Maybe Jay and I will both watch the same movie tonight, and we'll review it tomorrow on the show. But we will talk. We will talk to you guys tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, only here on the EXP. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate Scarlett Johansson being the top grossing actor because she put up with the roast beef joke on Saturday Night Live.
Ooh.
Okay, we're going to end there. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. See you later. Be good to each other.